Thank you so much for everything you've done up until now. But your job, it's officially over, lol. From this moment on, I'll be the one supporting Mitch, so why don't you just fade into the background? Disappear!
Wait, what? Who are you?
Oh, I'm Megan, the daughter of the executive director. Also your ex-husband's fiancé, lol.
Ex-husband? I don't have one. This is my first marriage.
Oh, you haven't separated yet? Well, just so you're aware, Mitch and I are about to get married. I thought I should let you know since I don't want you to be caught off guard later.
Mitch? Are you talking about my husband, Mitch? I think you might be confusing me with someone else.
Oh, if you're mistaken, then why do I have your contact information? Mitch has mentioned a few things about you, you know. He said you didn't seem like much of a wife to him. That's probably why you haven't had any children, right?
I really don't understand what you're saying right now. You suddenly contacted me out of nowhere and are making all these rude remarks. I'm really confused. But if what you're saying is true, then I do have a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you.
Questions? What could you possibly want to ask?
Well, it's not exactly questions, more like I'm hoping to get some advice from you. I actually have something I want to negotiate, and I'd like to know if you have a moment. Trust me, it's not bad news for you. In fact, this could be something that benefits you as well. Mitch, where are you right now? I received a message from someone named Megan. She's claiming that you two are engaged, but I don't understand what's going on. Could you please explain what's happening?
Andrea, you've already contacted me, huh? You're quick. As expected from the daughter of the executive director, you sure give off that competent, take charge vibe. You've always been good at getting straight to the point, haven't you?
I'm still not sure what's going on, but are you saying that what Megan said is true?
Yeah, it's true. You know, I've been promoted.
Promoted? You mean you're about to become a department head?
That's right. I'm about to be the department head, and guess what else? I've been chosen to be the next executive director as well. So from here on out, everything's gonna be perfect. I'm set for success, no turning back now.
So, are you telling me that you're going to divorce me? I thought you realized that all the success you've had up until now is because I've been the one giving you advice, guiding you. You've always been grateful for that, haven't you?
Oh, now that you mention it, I guess that's true. But honestly, don't get ahead of yourself. That was all just luck. The reason your project succeeded had more to do with my skills and connections than your ideas. And let's be honest, anything I've ever done for you has been because of my kindness. If you want to hear it, sure, I'll thank you, but the reality is the divorce is already happening. I'm marrying Megan, the daughter of the executive director.
What a disgusting thing to say. All the effort I've put in over the years, everything I've done, was for nothing, huh? You asked me to quit my job, to give up my own career and become a stay-at-home wife. And I did it all for you, working tirelessly to support you. For 15 years, I did everything I could to make sure you had the freedom to climb your career ladder. I was in my early 20s when we started this life together, and now I'm in my late 30s. And you're throwing me away like some kind of disposable object. Do you have any idea how that feels?
You're making a lot of noise. Honestly, through all these years, you never once made me feel like I was that special to you. Don't you think that's your fault? You didn't do anything to keep my interest. You were just so predictable.
Is that so? So now that you've achieved success, you're just going to marry the daughter of the executive director who helped you get there? And that means you've been having an affair with her, right? That's what I'm getting from this, right? You're admitting to an affair, and now you're so casually brushing it off like it's nothing.
When are you gonna stop talking? You're done now, that's it! Didn't Megan already say the same thing to you? She gets it. You've had your time. Thanks for everything, 15 years, congratulations, but that's over now.
You're really the worst. There's not even a hint of gratitude. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me?
Oh, you want me to thank you? Thanks for sticking by me for all those years, I guess. Without you, I wouldn't have gotten to this point. But that's it. I've got Megan now, and I'm done with this marriage.
You don't regret this, do you?
Nope, not at all. I'm not gonna regret it. Thanks for everything, really. I know it's gonna be hard for you, being in your late 30s and trying to find a new job. But hey, that's life, right? Good luck with all that, but do me a favor, please leave the house soon. Megan and I want to start our life together. I'm done with this chapter.
I understand. I'll make sure to leave by tomorrow. I'll prepare the divorce papers and have my lawyer send them to you. And just so you know, even if you regret it later, I won't care. It'll be too late by then.
No way I'm gonna regret this. I'm already looking forward to the future. But you can try your best to find a job in your 40s. Good luck with that. I'll be fine, don't worry about me. But really, leave soon, okay? Megan and I need our space to build something real together.
You really are the worst. I gave you everything. I sacrificed my own career, my own dreams, just to help you achieve yours. And now this is how it ends.
Oh, please. It's not like you ever really thought you were gonna keep me, right? You were always too focused on your own thing. If you'd been more supportive of me, maybe this wouldn't have happened, but you didn't. Now you're just another woman looking for a new start in her late 30s. Don't worry, you'll figure it out. You need to face reality. It's over. You're not getting me back. Megan and I, we're already moving forward.
Fine then. I'm done talking to you. Goodbye, Mitch. I don't know what kind of person you think you are, but I'm done with all of this. You've shown me who you really are, and I'm no longer interested in playing along with your lies.
You should have figured it out sooner. Goodbye. I've got a bright future ahead, and I'm not gonna waste it looking back. Hey, why aren't you answering your phone? You better pick up right now. This is important.
Stop commanding me around. You're not my husband anymore. You've lost that right to boss me around.
I'm calling because I need to talk to you about something important, all right? Just pick up.
What's so urgent? I'm busy, so make it quick. I'm not in the mood for any games.
Well, today the chairman came to the office, and of course you can imagine what happened. He asked about my granddaughter. He specifically asked, "How's your granddaughter doing?"
Oh, and how did you answer him? What did you say?
I didn't even know what he was talking about. When he mentioned granddaughter, I froze. I was panicking. I didn't know what to say. He then explained, "Andrea, my granddaughter." He was talking about you, Andrea, right?
Oh, so you remember my name, huh? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Don't make fun of me. This isn't a joke. You mean to tell me that you are the chairman's granddaughter? Why on earth didn't anyone tell me about this before? You never said a word about it. And your parents never brought it up, not even once. How could this have been hidden for all these years? Your parents don't even work at the company, so how is it possible that you're the chairman's granddaughter?
Yes, I am. And no, it's not a problem. Why are you so upset about this?
Oh, it's not a problem, huh? Well, maybe it's a bit strange that after being married to you for 15 years, I'm just hearing about this. You kept this from me for all this time, Andrea. Why?
It's simple. My grandfather is from my mother's side, and my father doesn't even work in the company. He's a pastry chef, not interested in business. My mother wasn't involved either. But most people in the company knew. My grandfather and I both agreed to keep it quiet. That's why you didn't hear about it. It's not like it was a secret, but no one asked, so I didn't say anything.
Wait, so it's true? You're really the chairman's granddaughter?
Yes, it's true. It's not a lie. Why are you making such a big deal out of it now?
I can't believe it! After all these years, how did you keep something this big from me? 15 years we've been married, Andrea. 15 years! And you just didn't mention it? Why now? Why tell me only after the chairman brings it up? You know, I've always wondered why you were so hesitant to tell me things, and now I'm starting to understand why. You hid it, didn't you? Why didn't you trust me enough to share something so important?
I didn't trust you? No, I just never thought to mention it because no one asked. It wasn't important at the time. You've never shown any interest in the family, so why would I bring it up? And honestly, my grandfather wanted to keep it a secret for a while. He thought that if you were good enough, he'd help you climb the ranks. But it seems like you weren't as good as he thought you were.
Wait, what do you mean by if I was good enough? You mean to say he was planning on helping me rise in the company? More than just a department head?
Exactly. My grandfather wanted to support you. If you had proved yourself, you would have gone far. But honestly, you only made it because I was there to back you up. You only succeeded because I guided you.
Wait, what? That's absurd! I worked hard for everything I've achieved. I didn't need your help.
Oh, really? Let me remind you, your success only happened because of my advice. The projects you completed, my ideas, my support. The promotions, I pushed for them. You couldn't do anything on your own without me. That's the reality you've been living in, but you never realized it, did you?
So now you're saying everything I achieved was because of you? My promotions, my success, they were all thanks to you?
Yes, you wouldn't have gotten anywhere without me. Every project you presented was backed by me. Every deal you closed was made possible because I helped you with it. Don't act like you did it on your own. I've been the one doing the heavy lifting, supporting you all this time. You think you've been doing all this on your own? No, you've been standing on my shoulders.
But that's not fair. You were supposed to be my partner, my wife, not just my advisor. I thought we were a team, but now you're telling me I didn't deserve anything I've accomplished?
That's right. You only reached those milestones because I helped you. You didn't even realize it, but it's true. My advice, my influence. Without it, you'd still be stuck in the same place. And now look at you, betraying me, tossing me aside. Don't act like I'm the bad guy here.
Wait, hold on. So now your grandfather is really angry with me? You're saying he's furious?
Of course he's angry. Did you think he wouldn't be? You probably got an earful from him, didn't you? You think he's just going to let you treat me like this without consequences?
You think he's mad at me?
Yes, he's livid. He's been quietly watching how you've been treating me. You think he didn't notice? Of course he did. He's furious. You messed up, and now you're going to pay for it.
I didn't know it was this serious. I had no idea he was that angry.
Oh, it's serious, all right. He's been fuming, and you'll have to face the consequences of your actions.
But wait, I still don't understand. You've been preparing for this for years?
Yes, while you were busy thinking you were the one making all the important decisions, I've been quietly preparing for the future. I've been learning, gaining experience, and working alongside my grandfather. The plan was always for me to take over. You've never asked, so I never mentioned it. But now you're starting to see it, aren't you?
So, what does this mean for me now? I don't get it.
It means, my dear husband, that you are now irrelevant. Your future here is uncertain. You're not going to rise any higher. In fact, you might be on your way out. My grandfather's decision to bring me back into the company means your days here might be numbered. If you've messed up this much, there's a good chance you'll be fired.
Wait, fired? You saying I might get fired? Me? Why?
Well, it's simple. My grandfather is done with you. He doesn't trust you anymore. After everything you've done to me, everything you've said to me, he doesn't want someone like you in his company. If you don't step up, you'll be gone. And if that happens, good luck. You won't be able to work anywhere else in this industry. My grandfather has connections everywhere.
No, this can't be happening.
Well, it is happening. You brought this on yourself. You wanted to betray me, so now you'll face the consequences. My grandfather's not going to let this slide.
But what about me? What happens to me?
I don't know, but you better start thinking about your future because it's not looking bright. You might be facing a career ending very soon.
I didn't deserve this. I didn't do anything wrong.
You think you didn't deserve it? Look at what you've done. You've treated me like trash, and now you'll face the consequences. You've hurt me, and now my grandfather's stepping in to make sure you understand just how badly you messed up.
No, this can't be the end.
It is. And you know what? You should have thought about that before. You'll have to live with your choices now. I won't apologize for what's happening to you. You brought it all on yourself.
Andrea, listen to me. If things keep going like this, I'm going to lose everything. I can't stand being demoted to a regional branch. Please help me.
Are you seriously asking me for help at this point? The executive accepted the transfer, didn't he? Megan already quit without a fuss, and yet you're the only one still begging me like this. It's almost laughable.
I was wrong. I neglected everything you did for me, and I took it all for granted. I'm sorry. I realize how much I've hurt you. Please forgive me.
Well, at least you weren't fired, so you should be grateful for that, right?
Being transferred to a regional factory is basically like a demotion. The industry is completely different, and so is the job description. Besides, the idea of you replacing the executive was, well, it was never going to happen.
Weren't you supposed to marry Megan? You could go marry her, go to the countryside, and live your life. You don't need to bother me anymore. It might be better there for you, right?
Megan and I aren't getting married anymore.
Oh?
The moment I lost my standing, she flipped on me. Apparently, she had always liked someone else, and we were just going through with the marriage because her father told her to. She never really cared about me. I was just an option to her.
Wow, that's a surprise, isn't it? You were planning a new life, but she had different plans all along. Well, I guess it's good you figured that out before you got married. I don't really care about your situation anymore, though.
That's when it hit me. I made a huge mistake. What I really needed was you, Andrea. You were the one who was always there for me. I only realized that after I lost you. Can't you understand that?
Huh, not even a little bit. But honestly, whether you accept this demotion or not, it has nothing to do with me anymore. You've made your choices, and I've made mine. We're divorced, remember? We're strangers now, and nothing you say will change that.
Was this really the right thing to do? You promised me you wouldn't demand alimony, right? You're going to honor that promise, aren't you?
Yes, of course. I'm not going to ask for any alimony. Honestly, I'm actually glad you reached out like this. If you hadn't, I would have had to involve not just a lawyer, but also a private investigator to gather all the evidence. That would have taken so much more time and effort. But let's be real, this works out in your favor too, doesn't it? You didn't really have any affection for him, did you? I mean, this is only making things easier for you, right?
Well, you're not wrong about that. The whole marriage thing was just something my father pressured me into. It was never really something I wanted. I'm sure I'll find someone else soon enough. And now, with you being demoted, you won't be moving up in the company anytime soon either, will you? Honestly, it's almost a relief that I'm not going through with the marriage. It was never meant to be, and now it doesn't have to be.
I figured as much. In a way, you should be happy this relationship is over. But as for your position, well, that's another story. It's pretty much a done deal.
Wait, what do you mean by my position? Why am I being fired? I thought demoting my father and him losing his position was enough to make up for everything. And we agreed you wouldn't take this out on me, didn't we?
No, you agreed that in exchange for not demanding alimony, you would hand over the necessary proof of the affair and agree to say you had another boyfriend, and that's why we're breaking up. Those were the conditions, and nowhere did I say I wouldn't fire you. You've got it all wrong.
I get that, but I didn't hear anything about being fired. I thought I was off the hook with that. If you want, I'll just tell Mitch that it was all a lie. Maybe you want to risk it? Fine, I'll say whatever you want, but if you really think you can fire me, let's see what happens.
You can say whatever you want. Honestly, I don't think it's going to matter. You clearly don't have any intention of going back to Mitch, right? So really, what's the point of saying anything? It's not going to change anything. But just to be clear, if you do reveal the truth, I'll go ahead with the alimony claim as we agreed. Don't think for a second I won't.
This is getting way out of hand. I don't know what to make of all this.
Don't you realize what you've done? You've shattered someone's life, and you don't even seem to care. You have no concept of the damage you've caused.
Well...
It may have already been broken before, but that doesn't change the fact that you involved yourself with a married man and committed adultery. You still haven't shown any remorse for that, and why, after everything, do you still want to remain in the company? Mitch isn't around anymore, your father's gone, and you've accomplished nothing on your own. Why would you want to stay? You've been living off your father's position for years, doing nothing. It's time to get out there and actually find a job. No more free rides.
I can't believe you're saying all this right now. I don't even know how to react to this, but seriously, why did you make me lie about the affair? It makes no sense. You wanted a divorce, didn't you? So why force me to say I was cheating?
Why did I make you lie? Because the only reason you ever even cared about me was so you could keep me around. You had no real love for me, just your own selfish desires. You wanted to stay in that comfortable life while you were cheating. But now, I'm making sure you face the consequences. It's all for that. I'm not just letting you walk away unscathed after everything you've done.
Wait, are you seriously angry right now?
I was planning to divorce you anyway, but what you did? Cheating on me and throwing away 15 years of my life? There's no coming back from that. The damage is done, and you're going to pay for it. But to be fair, I'll keep my word on the alimony. You're right about that. I won't ask for anything. But here's the deal. You will never show your face in front of me again. Don't ever contact me again. This is the last time we speak. Goodbye.
Andrea, I heard. It seems like you're doing well now.
I never expected to hear from you, not after everything that happened. So what's the reason you're contacting me now? After all this time, you left the company, didn't you? You made your decision to leave, so why would you reach out? You can't possibly expect me to believe there's any reason behind this. Unless you're planning something else. A kind of revenge for what happened?
Wait, hold on. Why are you acting like this? What did I do? I'm just reaching out, just checking in. It's been so long. I didn't think this would turn into some kind of confrontation. I wasn't expecting an angry response.
You really don't know, do you? You must be angry. All this time, I've imagined that you must resent me. For everything I did, for how I ruined your career, for how I pushed you out of that position. You must hate me for that.
Hate you? No, that's not it at all. I don't hate you. But there's so much. I felt so much frustration. I thought finally this was it. This was my chance to get ahead, to rise above. But instead, I was shoved into a regional office. A move that was supposed to feel like an opportunity, but ended up being a punishment. An exile, really. And then after your grandfather applied so much pressure, I couldn't even find another job in the industry. So yeah, it stung, it hurt, but I never hated you, not like you think.
You're telling me you don't hate me after everything that happened? Then why are you so bitter? Why are you acting like this?
Because I don't think I ever properly apologized. Because I didn't think things through back then. And now, years later, I realize how wrong I was. So I'm saying it now, what I should have said then. I'm sorry. I was an idiot. I shouldn't have acted the way I did. I wasn't thinking about how my actions would affect you. I should have considered how deeply it all hurt you. When I went back and read through our old messages, I felt disgusted by myself. You were right. I let my ambition, my excitement over the promotion cloud my judgment. I hurt you, and that's something I can never take back. But I can apologize, so I am.
You're really doing this now? Apologizing like this? After everything that happened, now you want to apologize? What exactly are you trying to get from me? You want forgiveness? Do you think that's going to make up for what you did?
I'm not looking for anything from you. Why won't you believe me? I understand that after everything I did, you have every right to be skeptical. You don't have to believe me. Not right now. Not after everything. But I've realized how foolish I was. I was swept up in Megan, in her youth, her looks, and her connections. She was the daughter of the executive director, and I got caught up in that. But I didn't stop to think about what I had in front of me. I didn't realize what you meant to me, how much you had supported me all those years. I took that for granted, and now I see how stupid that was. I shouldn't have acted that way. And I see it clearly now, and I'm sorry.
You can say all this now, but it doesn't change anything. It's too late for that. I'm no longer in the position I once was, and I'm not taking over the company. You know that, right? And, in case you hadn't heard, I'm divorced. There's no coming back from any of that. So, all your apologies, all your regrets, they don't really mean anything anymore.
I know, and I'm not trying to drag you back into all of that. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is that I've realized my mistakes. I see now how I should have acted. Megan was always just a distraction. I never took the time to appreciate what you did for me, what you meant to me. And now, everything I thought I could count on has crumbled. My career, my relationships, everything, it's all gone. The executive director who I thought would back me up turned his back on me. And now he's living some simple life in the countryside, probably relieved to be rid of me. I thought he'd be there for me. I was wrong. I never realized how much you were my support, how much you were the foundation of everything I had. And now it's all gone. I didn't know any of this. I never saw it. I didn't realize back then. But now that it's all over, I understand. I see it for what it really was, and I realize how much I've lost. Especially the 15 years I spent with you. I took it all for granted, and now I have nothing left. This is all on me. I have no one to blame but myself.
You don't need to tell me all this. I already know. And yes, I'm well aware of what's happened. You've lost everything. You can't go back, and I can't go back either. But at least, through it all, there were moments that I'll always appreciate. Moments that were good, that were real. I'll never forget those.
For that, I thank you. I don't know if that makes up for everything, but I'm grateful for those times. You deserve to hear that.
You're saying all this, but it's too late. What now? You think you can just apologize and everything will be fine?
I don't think that. I know it's too late. But I need you to know, I don't expect anything from you. Not forgiveness, not understanding. I just wanted you to know that I get it. That I'm not blind to what happened. I understand my role in all of this. I've lost everything. I'm no longer part of that world, and I know it. But I'm trying to move on, and I need you to know that. That's why I'm contacting you now, to let you know that I've found something else. I'm going back to my hometown. I finally got a job, something to rebuild from.
Oh, I see. Well, congratulations then. It's good that you found something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would matter to you, but I felt like I had to let you know. I wanted to apologize and at least tell you what's been going on. It's a small company, but they're giving me a position with some responsibility. It's not much, but I'm hoping I can use what I've learned to make something of it, to rebuild.
You've been trying, huh? It sounds like you've been serious about finding something. I was worried you might still hate me or that I'd made things even worse for you. It's a relief to hear that you're doing okay.
I don't hate you. I don't have any hate for you. I see now that everything that happened was my fault. I take full responsibility. Whatever comes next, I don't think I'll ever get back what I had before. I might struggle. I might never regain that position, that power. But in the end, none of that matters. The one thing I regret the most is losing you.
You realize that now, after all this time, you're finally seeing that? Maybe it's too late, don't you think?
Yeah, it's too late. But I'm not gonna pretend like I don't see it. I can't go back. You're thriving, building something great, and here I am packing up to leave. All along, I never understood. I didn't realize that you were the bedrock of everything I thought I could achieve. I should have recognized that, and now it's too late. We can't turn back time, I know that. But I'll always appreciate the good things that came from it. Thank you for that. I'll always be grateful. If there's a chance, if you could meet with me again just once.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
I thought as much. But it's okay. I'll keep trying to do better, even if it's too late now. I'll work hard to become someone you can respect again. Someone who's worthy. Maybe someday you'll look at me and see who I should have been all along. But for now, I wish you the best. Truly. You're gonna do great things, Deputy Director.
Goodbye, Mitch. Take care of yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. You've been through enough. I'm rooting for you. I threw myself wholeheartedly into my work, eager to regain my confidence and find my rhythm again. I quickly became my grandfather's right hand, and the company grew at an astounding pace. There was no time to waste. Every decision, every move I made was aimed at pushing the business to new heights. My grandfather, proud of the progress I'd made, often spoke about my growth with a sense of pride. Over the years, I built trust in the business world, not by relying on others, but by relying on my own abilities and instincts. I knew what needed to be done, and I did it. Sometimes I reflect on the past. I think back to those 15 years when I supported Mitch, believing that was where my happiness lay. Back then, I thought that sacrificing myself for someone else's success was what I needed. I thought that was what would bring me fulfillment. But looking at my life now, I realize how narrow that perspective was. I've gained so much more in terms of growth and fulfillment by stepping into my own power, carving my own path, and pursuing my dreams. Now, I look to the future with a broader perspective. The focus has shifted from holding on to what was to embracing what's yet to come. I no longer feel shackled by the past, nor do I feel the need to relive or constantly analyze it. Instead, I've learned how important it is to move forward, to pursue the path I've chosen for myself with confidence. I think that's what true freedom is, choosing your own direction and going after it with everything you've got. It's something I hadn't fully understood before, but now I see it clearly. As for Mitch, it's unlikely that we'll ever cross paths again. The world is small, but it's big enough that our lives have taken different directions. Still, I've heard through the grapevine that he's been working hard. Part of me feels a sense of curiosity about how he's doing, but mostly, I just hope he's found his own way, just as I have. In the past, I would have felt a sense of bitterness, maybe even anger toward him for all the time and energy I gave. But now, there's none of that. I no longer harbor any ill feelings toward Mitch. I've let go of the resentment, and I actually find myself wishing him well. I want him to succeed, to find happiness, whatever that means for him. The shift in how I feel toward Mitch happened because, in the end, he did something important. Something that allowed me to close that chapter of my life for good. He apologized. Sincerely and with humility, he took responsibility for the things he did, for the ways he hurt me, and that was something I never expected. It wasn't about seeking reconciliation or trying to reignite a relationship that had long ended. It was about acknowledging the past and putting it to rest. The simple, honest act of apology gave me the peace I needed. I could finally say that I was done with that part of my life. I could finally forgive. Not just him, but myself, too. The burden of resentment lifted, and I was able to see the situation for what it truly was, without the cloud of anger and disappointment hanging over me. That's why, now, I have no desire to dwell on what happened between us. I don't need to rehash old wounds or live in the past. The apology was enough, and with that, I could close the door and move on.